A very good evening. Not often I make an evening video. If you've not been here before, this is the Fixed Wing Guy channel with me, Stuart Lomas. I have just finished watching a video made by Matt Stevens. And Matt was having a bit of a rant regarding his problems that he's had today with Asus computers. If you've seen any of Matt's videos since he returned from China, you'll know that he's rebuilding his computer. And the gen of his video was that he was outlining the very poor technical service backup that Asus, one of the largest computer companies in the world, was offering him when he got to the end of his technical expertise and knowledge, and decided to call upon the service of their technical support team, who apparently were neither technical or supportive. So my sort of point to this video is, firstly, to tell Matt that he's actually not alone, and really just to put out there why we as customers of many organisations put up with the complete and utter nonsense that is laughingly called customer service. Here in Britain, what has happened quite a lot, and I guess this is global, is a lot of the large companies have subcontracted their customer services out to the Indian subcontinent, where labour is cheap and plentiful. They are willing to work for a relatively small salary and are willing to work long hours dealing with queries from people from all over the world. Unfortunately, I have found a number of things. As Matt has found today, these people work on a script scenario where I have no doubt that they are given a number of questions that could possibly be asked by customers, and they're going to have prescriptive replies to those queries. But should you ask them anything that doesn't appear on their script, they are completely befuddled and confused by your question, and there seems to be no one of any superior knowledge who you can perhaps go to within that organisation to get the help that you need. So that brings me back around to my question: why kind of do we put up with this? Matt brought a good point forward, that he eventually succumbed and rang their Asus head office, finally got through to somebody, and he threatened that they would be shown in a very bad light, as he has a YouTube channel, and that seemed to have some sway, whereas it got some form of promise of help from a gentleman that he was speaking to. I feel as customers, to a certain extent, we allow ourselves to be pushed around. My prime thorn in my heel about this, which nobody seems to want to take up the cudgels of doing, is the Royal Mail here in the UK. The glorious Royal Mail, staffed by the laziest, lacking in care people you would ever wish to meet if you see the state of some of the post that comes through my door. And what I believe with the Royal Mail, for instance, anybody who lives in Britain knows that first class mail is absolutely appallingly expensive, and it is supposed to arrive the next day being first class, but rarely does, or it rarely does where I'm concerned, if I've either sent anything first class or been sent anything first class. So my theory on this is, everybody should just buy second class stamps. Why wouldn't you? Because if you pay first class, generally you're getting a second class service, and if everybody used second class stamps, they would have to deliver some the next day. So where are we going to lose out? Other subscriptions that we pay for, things like satellite television, for instance, the appalling service you get from people like Sky and Virgin and TalkTalk and people like that when you ring up with a problem. Again, I would wager that you get some oaf that's got a intelligible accent, no matter whether they're based in the UK or whether they're abroad, who has a script in front of them, and they said, no, don't worry, Mr. Customer Service Agent, these are all the questions you're ever likely to be asked, and here's your answers. And unfortunately, under normal circumstance, if I've got a problem with my satellite television, I tend to be able to put it right. But on occasion, when I can't put it right, it is obviously beyond my technical expertise. I do expect my satellite television provider to put me in a right situation where they can tell me what needs to be done, whether from their end or from my end. It's not a lot to ask, I don't think, when you're paying hundreds of pounds a year for a television service which you have really no option but to buy these days, because terrestrial television is appalling. So I think that Matt is not on his own here. Customer service in general is absolutely appalling. Have you ever tried to return anything to a shop and you're met by some spotty oik behind the counter who really is only there to do his 8-hour shift and doesn't really give a country cuss about the problems that a customer might be having? But the very worst thing, of course, is when you're ringing a high national rate charged number and you are passed around from pillar to post, put on hold and listening to appalling versions of Greensleeves while you wait, and then only to speak to somebody who's in the middle of Bombay, and you can't understand their accent or what they're trying to say to you, and you can't make yourself clear to them. I think it's time that we as consumers of all kinds of technology, as it were, whether it be internet support or cable or satellite television or telephone lines and so on and so forth, should demand in one voice good, in fact not good, excellent customer service, which just doesn't seem to be out there right now. And I think that our suppliers know that most people won't make a fuss, hence they can get away with supplying us with the appalling customer service that we receive on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis, and we are charged for that privilege. So, you know, kind of let me know what you think about this. I'll be interested to find out from you whether you think my view of customer service representatives is valid or not. I saw that it actually got under the skin of Matt today. He was visibly upset, annoyed, frustrated by these people who are supposed to be there to help, and all they tend to do is hinder. So not a lot more to say about this one here. I'd love to hear your comments, because obviously, you know, Marty's not on his own, because he's, you know, I'm backing him up. I'm not going to be on my own. Surely I'm not going to be on my own. If anybody watching this has complete joy with all the customer service people you speak to, I will be stunned. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments down below, or if you want to vent your spleen, make a video and tell everybody in the world if there's anybody who's upset you greatly. Name and shame them. Name them and shame them on the internet. That's the thing to do, so that we, other consumers, can avoid them. As always, I would love to hear all your comments. Drop them down below. Any questions, any queries, any suggestions of anything that you want to make a video about. Thank you very much for all the great comments I got appertaining to the blanks in the knowledge of the two organisations who run two video channels or YouTube channels that I put out this morning. Absolutely lovely to read them, and a lot of you enjoyed that video. One or two comments to say that it was one of the best I've done up to date, so I shall try and keep my standard up to snuff. So for now, for this one, thanks a lot for watching. If this is your first, it's not all like this, and have a look at some of my back catalogue, as it were, and if you've not done so already, please subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.